In case you missed it, out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a 10-year-old boy was actually charged in the death of his 44-year-old mother, Quiana Mann. On November 21st, around 6:50 a.m., Quiana had been shot in her eye at close range. The boy actually tried to hide the gun. He told his older sister that their mother was dead and she dialed 911. The police determined through the boy, he said it was an accident. He said he did not mean to kill, his mother. So he was returned back to his family. I don't know if a further investigation was going to continue, but however, he was returned back to his family. The next day, the 10-year-old boy would log into his mother's Amazon account and he would order that headset that his mother wouldn't let him get. He then started to kind of talk recklessly around his aunt, and his aunt and other family members had suspicions that he wasn't telling the truth and it wasn't an accident. He told his aunt he was actually aiming for his mother to scare her. That's what he told her. He wanted to scare his mother. He was mad that she woke him up so early, and he was also mad that she would not purchase him that headset. So they had the police intervene again. The family knew that this child had raised rage issues for quite some time. When he was 4 years old, they described him holding a puppy by the tail and spinning it around and around while the puppy would whine and howl out in pain. He also started a fire with filling a balloon up with flammable liquids inside the house. He could have set the whole entire house on fire, but he did start a fire inside the house. A therapist had gave the family a very concerning diagnosis. They told them to place cameras inside their home, which in fact they did. However, the cameras were unplugged 2 weeks before this incident or tragic accident has happened with Quiana Mann. The family says that they've been trying to help him, even church people. The family attends church, and everyone knows that he has a mental illness. The 10-year-old boy says that he hears voices as well. He's being charged first-degree homicide, being held on a $5,000 bail. Now, last I read that the authorities were going to charge him as an adult, and he is in the Juvenile Justice Center. I have a question. Do you think that he should be charged as an adult for what he did? Remember, he is 10, and even though he did this to scare her, he caused her to die. And does he know? Is he capable at 10 years old knowing his actions? Is he capable of knowing his mother is really never coming back? But he just wanted this virtual headset. Now, out of Muncie, Indiana, Joseph Jackson, 19 years old, had been staying with his girlfriend for about a month. Her name is Alicia Smith, 22. She has two small children. Now, he also owns a 9mm Glock 19 that he stores in several places throughout the household. He mainly stores it inside a dollhouse. It is fully loaded with a holster. Now, 4-year-old boy, he's very rambunctious. He climbs all over everything. That's what he says. If you've been around a 4-year-old boy, or if you've been a 4-year-old boy, you know they're very rambunctious. Children in general like to climb up stuff, touch stuff, put things in their mouth. And the boy ended up grabbing a hold of the gun that was in the dollhouse. The mother says as she turns around to see, the 4-year-old pulls the trigger. Blood is all over his face as he's falling, along with the gun. Unfortunately, that child has passed away, and his sister witnessed it all, his baby sister. She was arrested along with the 19-year-old boyfriend of hers. On her Facebook page, there's family members that are discussing what actually happened the day that this occurred and what went on with each individual while this child was dying. I didn't want to put it in my story. Everything that I got was from people.com, and I'll put the link in the description box. And everything is alleged throughout this video. Once again, do you think that the young mother, 22, Alicia Smith, should be charged, even though she said she saw the gun in her son's hand? And do you think Joseph Jackson, 19, should be charged? Remember, he just was throwing this loaded gun wherever he saw fit. Loaded, not in a lockbox, just a child. Anyone could have had access to this child, could have shot them. But unfortunately, he ended up killing himself. The last story is out of Gastonia, North Carolina. This happened December 13th, 2022, around 4:22 p.m. Her name is Savannah Lee Brum. I think I pronounced that wrong. But she's 22 years old with Hector Manuel Mendoza, 21, and Keith Strughill, 21. They all live in a house. They share residence together. They all been charged in the death of Michael Mendoza, a 4-year-old boy who had gained access to a loaded gun and ended up killing himself as well. So we have two young boys that have passed on because a gun was just within their grasp, where they were able to reach it and use it. And then we have a 10-year-old boy who is suffering from mental illnesses, and he actually found the key, went to the lockbox, opened it up, and he says he only discharged the gun to scare his mother into getting him that toy. This is some awful stuff. Guns, guns, and more guns.